Hey everyone. All right, so it has been a little over an hour, but by like 5 minutes. So about an hour and 5 minutes. And the dough is absolutely ready to go. So a couple of things before I get started. I want to show you what we've got going on here. All right, so it is beautiful. I mean, it's risen about 2.5 times its size. Ooh, look at that. It's gorgeous. So it's wonderful. Pardon me while I get me set back up here. All right. So I have been working with this Polish dough, and like I said, I was going to do some research on it. And so over the last hour and a half, I was doing some research about what the differences are. I have all these different kinds over here that are apparently very different, and it's really fascinating. So these numbers on them, it says T550, and pardon me because I don't know Polish, so Laksusowa, I'm not 100% positive. If anybody that follows me knows Polish and can help me with pronunciations, that would be wonderful. I can of course look it up, but it will always help with somebody that really knows the language. So we have that type of flour, which those numbers indicate the amount of ash left over in the flour after the process of burning off all the organic material. So I don't know a whole lot about the processing of flour, but I have been reading about it since I've been doing this, and since I've been getting my flour from Brian Severson. He also talks a lot about the processing of flour and the different types of heirloom varietals that he uses. So soft flours, this Polish soft flour, soft wheat flour has less gluten than standard American flour you're going to buy at the store. So, and including a lot of the flours that I get from Brian Severson. So hard flours, for instance, I use a hard red turkey. I use a winter varietal. I'm about to order a soft red turkey spring varietal. And it's very glutinous. I mean, the wheat germ in there is intense, whereas these flours are soft, delicate. They feel like little puffs of air. It's really quite incredible. The two that I happen to use over the last 2 days in making bread are the best for making these yeasty doughs with. I, right now, prefer this, again, pardon me, Laksusowa, over this, which I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce correctly right now. So they say that you can mix these two flours, 2/3 of this guy and 1/3 of this one, and it creates virtually the same type of AP flour that you can find here in the US. Always buy unbleached flour. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that. I think it's absolutely disgusting that we would even think that we would buy something that we would consume that would have bleach in it. So again, this channel and everything that I do is organic and natural. Each of these flour bags will give me 2 loaves of bread, and one bag cost $1.50. So I have that. I have a little bit of salt and a little bit of yeast going into this and water. So, this is economically just lovely. I don't know. We can all make time in our days to do things a little bit better, especially when the result is it's better for our health, it's better for our environment, and it's just better for the world. Most of us are at home a lot these days as well right now. So dividing our time up between what we have to do and these things that make our lives more enjoyable is also very important. So let's make sure we're doing those things. And then experimenting, which is also going to be a part of this channel. So this is like this is just wild. I'm gonna be kind of, you know, not all over the place in a sense of everywhere, but in sense of cuisine and in sense of beverages and in sense of things that we consume. And so I'm going to bring on new things and see where it goes. Some might be a flop and some might not. I'm very excited about these flowers. The one that I opened up yesterday that was strange, and I knew immediately that I could not make a good bread just off the bat with it. They recommend for making, you know, shortbreads and crusty pies and things like that, which is awesome. I look at the flour mill in it now and it makes perfect sense. So mixing that with some butter, yep. Anyway, so we will delve into that as well. And then pastas. So, because pastas are really amazing, and there's one over there that I've read a bunch, and all these reviews say that's one of the best pasta flours that you can use. So I am now going to divide this dough. I am going to do everything with you. So we're going to lightly flour the work surface here, and I'm going to just lightly place the dough on the work surface and cut it in half. We're gonna shape it into boules. I'm going to flour my proofing baskets, and then we're going to put it in the proofing baskets, and they will stay in there for an hour, not very long. And in that time, I will preheat the oven. So let's get to it. All right, handy dandy pastry cutter, very, very important. Those little types of things are always easy to find and necessary. All right, I'm just gonna lightly flour my hands, and here we go. So let's gently, like I've been doing, release it from the outer rims of the container. And then just kind of slowly but surely get it into that ball. It's still just like a big poop of air. This kind of yeasty dough is very, very different than my sourdough. So it's great, but it's all still very, very new to me. Put that over there. I'm gonna flour my hands a little bit more, and I can do that just over the counter here. Okay, so I want to get flour in there. It doesn't really stick all that well, but just a little bit on there does make a difference. Okay, so we just want to cut this dough in half. It does not need to be 100% accurate. I don't weigh it. I don't find it necessary. So I'm just going to kind of, we can do like a little light line so that it's more for keeping the pastry cutter from sticking than it is, you know, for accuracy. So I'm just gonna do that. We'll tear it away, okay? We're gonna make a little bit of stickings, okay? I'm just gonna take it and do that. Okay, before I go any further, baskets. I've got two baskets, an elongated one and one round one. We're just gonna, with my sourdough, I actually use rice flour, but with this, I am using my AP flour. And I actually wanna get more so that I'm not mixing the AP with the Polish flours. But for right now, that's what I had, and I wasn't sure how all of this would work. So from here, I'm going to take this, okay, and go like this, and we're gonna just shape them into a very rough ball, okay? I'll move this a little bit here. You can see a little bit better. It is bubbly and beautiful. So we're just gonna keep folding in. There's many different ways to shape and form a loaf. This is how it's recommended in, I mean, I'm doing what I believe is recommended in Ken Forgish's little book. And, you know, it worked out pretty well. The difference for me today is that this is gonna go seam side down. Typically, I do seam side up. So, all right, I'm just gonna use this little guy. This little dude is really cool. I'm gonna bring you in so you can see him. Look at him. He is, I can't see if I'm showing you. Anyway, okay, great. He's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna gently grab him and place him into this basket here. Okay, very good. I will flour them after I'm done rolling them both up. So, next one, again, get a little flour on here, okay. Just gonna bring him in, okay. I'm gonna try to do this one a little differently because he's elongated, so I'm gonna try to roll him not in a circle as much as a long shape. Okay. It's beautiful dough. I'm really happy with this. I think this is gonna turn out really nice as far as the dough is concerned. So I'm gonna kind of bring it up, bring it over, bring it over. Whew. Here's big, huge wrap around, okay? He's a big dog. Good. Okay, so a little more of a long shape. Look at that. Woo! That's a poofy little guy, huh? Yeah, look at him. Woo! Great. Yay. It's wonderful. Okay. So he's going to go into the other basket now. So the long one. And again, I'm just going to take this little guy and place him gently in there. He's a big one. Okay. Now, again, just dust it lightly, both of them with flour. I'm going to place a towel over the top of them. I have a clean kitchen towel over here that I'm going to use. All right. So before I place a towel over the top of them, sorry, I'm going to get way down here. I'm actually going to clean up the counter and wash my hands and do all the things. I will set a timer right now for an hour, and I'm going to set my oven to temp at 500. You really have to get to know your oven. I've been working with bread now for a few months, so I know that I need to set my oven at 500 degrees. I place 2 Dutch ovens in there. I have a Dutch oven with a lid. I will show them to you in the next video after I wash my hands and stuff. I have a beautiful Dutch oven that's kind of deep with a lid, and then I have 2 Dutch ovens, just regular ones that I can place on top of each other. So I can cook both breads at the same time, which will be great. So I will place all those Dutch ovens inside of the oven for the full hour because you want everything to be as absolutely hot as it can be. I have big, huge, long gloves that I've bought finally to handle the cast iron when it is that hot. I suggest the same. I just bought grilling gloves, so nothing that you can't find at any hardware store. And I don't shop at Home Depot because they are very large Trump supporters, and I will not support anything that supports that person. I don't even like saying his name. Okay, but besides that, I'm gonna give you a quick look at these